here we go again, viewers. Welcome to yet another episode. In this episode, I want to talk to you about how to learn and keep information in your memory or in your brain and be able to remember easily. So quite a number of my students have been asking me, how do I keep information in my memory? How do I keep information in my brain that I can remember easily? So how to retain information in memory or in the brain is very difficult for most students. And in this video, I'm showing you some techniques that will help you to be able to keep information in your memory or in your brain and be able to remember it effectively. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share our videos to support this channel. So let's start it. What are some of the techniques that can help you to retain information or to keep information in your memory, information that you've learned? How can you keep it in your memory? And how can you be able to remember it easily based on how you're able to keep it in your memory? The first thing that can help you to be able to keep information in your memory easily or retain information in your memory or in your brain easily is to learn in multiple ways. So if you can learn in multiple ways, maybe you have a book in front of you, you learn it by reading it, you learn it by verbalizing it using sub-vocalization, to vocalize it small on your lips, learn by writing it, or learn by trying to teach other people. So if you can use different styles or different ways to learn the information that you have before you, it's easy for the brain to retain it or to keep that information for you. Another thing you can do to keep information or to retain information in your memory, information that you've learned and therefore be able to remember, is to teach what you've learned to other people. Teaching, before you can teach something, you need to understand it. Before you can teach something, you need to be able to express it. So by teaching, you engage your brain. By teaching, you are exercising the brain and you are helping the brain to keep what you've learned in your memory for you, to retain it in your memory for you. So if you want to be able to retain information in your memory and be able to remember it easily as a student, then teach what you've learned to another person. You can teach it to your classmate, to a friend, or to any other person that you want to, even teach it to. Another way you can retain information or keep information in your memory is to utilize previous learning to promote new learning. So in your learning, you have to learn by associating the new things that you've learned to something that you know about previously. So in that sense, we are talking about associative learning. Whatever you've been taught now, can you link it to something in real life, something that has occurred before, something that you've learned before? By associating what you've learned now to something that you know about previously, it's easy for your brain to retain that information and then easy for you to be able to remember. The fourth point is to gain practical experience. So many people don't know that if you can practice what you've been taught, it's easy for your brain to retain it. Practice it. For example, if you're a vocational study student, you've been taught how to prepare a particular meal. Why don't you just practice it? Try preparing that meal by yourself. The act of doing it, practicing it, will help you to retain the information and also be able to easily remember. Okay? If you are a student of physical education, for example, you've been taught that exercise can help you to reduce weight. Why don't you just try this on yourself? Maybe exercise for 1 week, check your weight, and let's see if it works. By practicing it, it's easy for your brain to retain that information and easy for you to be able to remember that information. The third point is this: look up answers rather than struggling to remember. So after you've learned, usually you want to try and see if you can remember the information. So in trying to do that, if you are struggling, you are not able to remember, just go and check the answer from the book. After checking the answer, learn it again, and then you can come back and try to remember. If you remember it correctly, then that is fine. If you're still struggling to remember, go back and check the answer again from the book, learn it again, and then come back and try to remember until you can remember it easily. Another way you can keep information in your memory, information that you've learned, is to understand how you learn best. Many students don't know how to learn best or when they learn best. So how do you learn best? Do you learn best at night? Do you learn best during the day? Do you learn best in your room? Do you learn best in the library? If you know how you learn best, then it's easy for you to retain the information. Or do you even learn best when you are part of a group discussion? So know how you learn best and then facilitate this over and over, and that will make it easy for your brain or your memory to retain the information easily and be able to remember easily when you want to remember. The seventh point is to use testing to boost your learning. Many students learn without testing themselves. They just learn. After learning, the only way you can know that you have the information in your memory is to test yourself. Self-testing, or get someone to test you. But the only way we know that you've learned is by testing. So why don't you test yourself? Why don't you predict the questions that your lecturer, your teacher can ask you? Okay? So if you can test yourself and then try to recall or try to explain or give an answer to the test or the question that you've asked yourself, then that will make it easy for you to retain the information and be able to remember it easily. The last point is to stop multitasking. Many students find it difficult to keep information in their memory or in their brain whilst they learn just because they are multitasking. They have a book in front of them, they have a laptop, they have a computer, they have a laptop, they have their phones also with them. So with phone, laptop, and the book, you tend to be multitasking. You focus a bit on your computer, you focus a bit on your phone, send messages, go to TikTok, and then you focus a bit on the book. So this kind of multitasking will reduce your focus on what you are learning, and therefore you'll find it difficult to retain the information or the small information that you've read from the book. So if you are learning, try not to multitask. Have just your book in front of you, put your laptop away, put your phone away, and this will make it easy for you to be able to keep information. You can focus better on the book and be able to easily retain or keep information in your memory and be able to remember it easily and effectively as well. So these are some of the techniques that we can use, to be able to keep information in our memory as we learn, be able to retain the information in our memory or in our brain, and therefore be able to remember it easily. Like our videos, comment, share these videos to help another person, and then I will see you in the next video.